What would we do if the goods we needed to survive were no longer imported? Many of us wouldn't know how to get by if this were to happen. Today, people are so dependent on imported food and disposable goods that they are forgetting how to provide for themselves. So we set out on a school project to record local survival skills and to begin reclaiming independence.
French Shore Academy is located in Port Saunders on the northwest coast of the island of Newfoundland and services the towns from River of Ponds to Eddies Cove West. Many people in this region still hunt, fish, grow their own vegetables, and make their own clothes. Before we began importing so many of our needs, these were essential skills for surviving here.
Okay, so if you just want to see what's inside of a primer, is an anvil, something like that right there. Okay. If you look inside closely, you'll see it sticking out there. When the firing pin hits on the side, creates a spark. Click, spark, and that goes through the hole there into the powder. Okay, and then the powder, of course, burns very, very rapidly. Away goes the lid. Okay. So when we start off with, we have some powder. Now, I remember my father was using a spoon that he made to measure the powder. Okay, that's real powder. Now I'm not going to put it in, but I'm just going to show you that. Well, so you would level that spoon off there. Okay, and that would be the powder that he would use in the show. Okay, once that's in there, the powder is in, then we use what they call over powder wad. And we used to make these out of butter boxes, okay, because it's glassy and that's smooth and the powder doesn't stick into it. So the powder burns in here, but doesn't burn this here. This comes out, okay. So that went in, okay. When that went in, then these are called wads or height wads, okay? When they went in, they brought over the powder and the wad, they brought it up to this height here, so that when you put the lid in, it was just below the edge, and they pour some wax in, okay? And that's how they would do that one right there, okay? So I'm going to use this one here again here now. There we are. It's gone in there, okay? So that's in there now, down in, and it puts pressure on the powder. Just squeeze the powder down, okay? And then we put one of these in. It's a height thing. And you buy these 3/8, ½ inch, 3/4. You can buy any height, or you can cut them off. They're cork, okay? So this goes in onto the, these are the old ways now. This goes in onto the over powder wad, they call it. I'll get it in here now shortly. So now we've got the over powder wad in here, okay? And then we put the lead shot in. So the lead shot is measured 1.25 ounces, and they measure that by a spoon or by the column that you had. Okay? So an 1.25 ounces is a normal load for a 12 gauge shotgun, okay? And sometimes whatever they could get, you mix up the lead, a couple different types of lead to put in there. So in this day here, they'd fill it up to the top and put some wax in it. Beeswax, just melt, or candles. Candles was favorite because they're always, the church always had some that were almost burnt out, and then they'd give them to them. And then they pour it in here, and that kept everything in, okay? And then we go hunting with it, okay? It was black powder. Today we use modern powder, double base, whatever. What I just showed you there is a double base powder. That's what you'd use for probably a magnum load, okay? And what I showed you there is light type of powder, and that would be used for smaller game animals. So that's all in there now, and once that's in there, I'll just put one of these up here on top here, try to squeeze one in. And sometimes they would do that, put a piece of paper, a piece of cardboard in, cut the right size, and they use felt, old felt boots. And I know my father used to load them up sometimes and loan them to a friend, loan these cartridges to a friend to go hunt a few ducks. You can load that about 10 times. Okay. New primer, new wads and lead, of course, and you save a lot of money.
So, what did people around like Newfoundland start refilling their own shells? Yeah, what was their purpose?
Necessity, because we lived, I remember the merchant when we bought a 16 gauge back in 1950, that we'd have to wait weeks for the merchant down here to bring some shells in. Okay, so everything was a necessity in our day, because we had no electricity, we had no deep freezers. The only thing the only way we cured things was to salt it or shoot it and eat it, and basically that's what we did until it started to get cold and freeze up. Then we could freeze some. Okay.
On my part, I lived in a loader farm home for Saunders, and right now my garden is down in Saunders.
At what time of year should you begin to prepare for your season of gardening?
Late May, early June. You till the soil up, make it form the beds for small seed. You make rows across and drop the seed with a little fertilizer. Cover it over sparingly with a small bit of soil. That's first carrot, turnip, cabbage, beets. Then we come to potatoes. This is done early in the spring, as soon as the frost goes over the ground. That's what I do. Then for potato, usually mid-June.
Do you plant all your seeds at the same time?
No, you plant carrot seed first. As soon as you work the ground, you put carrot seed. You can put carrot seed. Then shortly after, turnip seed, cabbage, onions, and beets.
What different kinds of natural fertilizers do you use that you find that works best?
Kill, strip off all, kelp tea. Now this week's that would be a strange one, but you get the kelp and put in the buffered water and then seep out. And you do the same thing with shrimp chills for you through small seed. But you can't use it on turnips like that on account of eating the greens. On carrot, onions, and beet you can. For carrot, you either put them in dry sand or dry sawdust, so they'll last longer.
What kind of different seeds do you plant?
Carrot, onion, cabbage, turnip, beets.
How do you store the vegetables that you harvest so they will last through the winter?
Store in the root cellar. A root cellar is a cellar that's you dig in the hole and build a cellar and bag it over. That's called a root cellar. That's all trying to sell it with you at one time.
Hello, I'm Edith Petey, and I'm knitting, and I'm doing quilting and home remedies.
When did you start to knit?
I started knitting when I was about 12 years old.
Who taught you how to knit?
My mom taught me how to knit. And when we were on, like, we didn't have no rocking chairs, we had those cradles, what the babies used to be in. I used to sit down in the cradle, not in the cradle, sit on the cradle, and sit down and knit for hours. And it was good pastime then, and we loved that. I loved that.
What do you knit now?
I knit sweaters and mitts and socks. Most of them will be mitts.
Units now.
This pattern in mitts.
What's it called?
It's called tube pattern. And these are little box and it's for children. And these are called the waves, or I names it waves. Now I'm going to show you a quilt that I embroidered. It's called Newfoundland quilt. And I embroidered that one. And this is things I got on my quilt. That's a lighthouse, postage stamp, 50 cents, a lamp, a kitchen stove, scrubbing board, and tub. That's pure aired bread, and a jig center, on baking, an outhouse, bear and her cub, a Newfoundland dog and retriever. I'll show you a sample of what we used to do when we cut ourselves in the olden times. We go in the woods and get the turpentine and take the cut and put it on the cut where you had it cut. That was the cure one time. Now we have the turpentine, and this is what we use on when they used to cut themselves one time. And put this on there, and this would heal the cut. Wouldn't have anything else for that.
Do you have a time when you used this remedy?
Yes, one time I fell down and drove a stick in my hand, and I used this turpentine to cure it. Put on after I drove a stick in my hand.
Who put it on for you?
My mom. My mom would put it on.
Hi, I'm Dale Mailman. I'm 72 years old, and I'm a lobster fisherman and cod fisherman. Okay, first, okay, to start it up, I had to build a trap. We go, okay, we gotta cut our bows. Okay, but then we get some ready. We drill our sill pieces, and then we put some in hot water. The bows in hot water to get them so they get soft. So when then we bend them, whatever many traps we're gonna make. So then we're gonna get them lined up onto the table to make sure they're the right distance apart. If they ain't the right distance apart, they ain't much good.
So, when did you start making them, and how old were you when you started?
I was 14 years old when I first went fishing. I was 14. That's 1954.
And who taught you how to make them?
Father, I guess. My father, he was at it for 70 odd years, so he should. He spent a long time at it, so. Before I get hit me time, when I started really lobsters, I had first lobster relation when I was 12 years old. When I come out of school, school to come out, I'd go to a dory and haul me traps. We didn't get much down. You only got 20 cents a pound for them, so you didn't make much money at it, but that's all they were worth, 20 cents a pound. So.
How much did you use to trap when you were just like 12 years old?
How many I said?
Yeah.
75. That's all I could handle.
75.
Oh, 75 of them. I'd come out of school, and go out in the dory, and I had a row then before that. But when I was 14, I had an old motorboat. There's one there left. You ever see one before?
No.
That's one of the first engines ever come out. A Katie, they call them make and break. That's what they used. One cylinder. She was one cylinder. And that's what we used, Used one of them.
So how many of those do you usually make a year?
Hey?
How many of those do you usually make?
The last lot I made, that's a couple of years ago, I made 100.
that's the only thing saved us when we was growing up. But bottles, we didn't have, we had cans to put them in, lobster cans, but no bottles. But we used to use lobster cans them times, canned lobster, rabbit.
How old were you when you learned how to bottle it?
How old was I when I started bottling rabbit?
Yes.
I might have been 8 or 9. Helped me mother and bottle it and learn from that.
What are you getting out now?
That's pork. That's what goes in me rabbit. That goes in me rabbit now. Put a flavor on it when it boils, see? Nothing to it. So you make up your mind.
You ever bottled a rabbit? When you were
No,
growing up?
but we bottled whatever we could get. It was ready to boil.
Do you like bottling meat?
Yes, bottled meat, yes. Bottles it all kinds of stuff, whatever I can get. I bottles lobster in the summer, and I bottles mackerel. I bottles, let me see, trout. I bottles herring, and I bottles turnip greens, and I bottles beets, and makes pickles and everything else. So I provide for the winter. Heat of the garden summertime. That's the way I live. And I still gonna scrap. Nothing to it. Much past we used to say, by damn boil. Yeah, by damn you boil. When we was lobster fishing, we got 5 cents a pound for our lobsters. You go all day, 5 cents a pound for your lobsters. Good. So anyhow, what we used to do, we used to sell so much, but we did save like 20 crates. We kept that for the last shipment, for to get our winter's grub. See? So anyhow, that's what we done. We saved that 20 crates, and each one of them crates had 150-pound lobsters in. 150 pound now. So 20 crates was 3,000 pound of lobsters. That's what we had, send away. So when the chick come back, I had to walk to Port of Swat. There wasn't no road up there. I walked to Port of Swat, pick up the chick. Blowing tired of going boats, and I walked up. And I brought home the check to get our winter's grub. You know how much money we got for 3,000 pound of lobsters? We got $78. That's when we used to, dim times when we used to, all hands go to bed. See, when you got up in the morning, whoever got up first in the morning, get a pair of socks. And you get the socks on, the boots on, you go through the door. Whoever was up first in the morning, get out, because you couldn't get stuff for everybody. Somebody had to do with it, staying those, because, I mean, there was nothing to get. So I can remember we used to get up, and then night time, then if we want a pair of mitts, no such thing as mom knit them. If we didn't knit them, we wouldn't have them. We'd go naked-handed. That's why my fingers is crooked today, look, cool fingers. So anyhow, but we had to do our own work. If we want a pair of boots, skin boots made, we made them. If we didn't make them, we wouldn't put them on. If we didn't knit our own socks, we wouldn't get none, because Mom never had time to do it. She had a family, and that was it. So that's the way we was reared up. That's why we're today, we always provides. Knit a pair of mitts. If you want a pair of mitts, go knit. If you wear a hole into them, darn them. If you wear a hole in your skin boot, you patch and put a tap on.
old-fashioned cabin party with a group of local entertainers. Connie Jennings, can you tell us where you live and how long you have been performing?
I live in Port Saunders, Newfoundland, and I've been performing for 14 years.
What type of instruments do you play?
I play the guitar, tries to play the mandolin and the banjo, guitar mostly.
Gourd. Can you tell us where you lived and how long you've been performing?
Lives in Portsmouth. I'm not playing since I was 8-year-old. I'm 64, so 55 years.
Yeah.
Pretty good record.
What type of instruments do you play?
No, I just button accordion.
Okay. Rick, can you tell us where you live and how long you've been performing?
But I'm from Port Saunders, and I've been, if you call it performing, probably around, I say probably 25 years.
Okay. This is Wayne Finley. He's a local entertainer and singer. Would you like to sing us a song?
No problem.
What song would you like to sing?
We want to do a traditional, recorded by Irish descendant.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Bradley. Will he lie there evermore? I was born under the stars, never meant to journey far from all the faces and the place that I call home. And my father lived the same, and his father before him, but now I see in my son's eyes something has changed, and the smoke it has stopped rising from the chimney up the road, and the light no longer shines over the door. Last year I lifted a hand to all the folks on to the land. They've been lying there for 19 months or more, and I wonder, will they lie there evermore?
Well, entertainer and singer. Would you like to sing us a song?
I guess I could do that.
Okay, so this is going to be my shoes. So I'll just do a little instruction video. We're going to use the capo on the 3rd fret, and we're going to play it in A, D, and E. And June's going to do the lead vocal, and we're just going to join in a couple of the cabinets. June?
I may say that I don't care. Hold my head up in the air. Even tell my friends I'm glad that you don't know. But when the day is through, my heartaches start anew.
So what would happen if we were cut off from our imports? Will we be able to survive on our own? If we learn from the people around us, the answer could be yes.
We would like to thank the many people who shared their stories and skills with us. By making this documentary, we hope we can help others to start reclaiming their independence.
I'm Amber Flyman. I'm Tanasha Murphy. I'm Brianna Kennedy. I'm Austin Beard. I'm Michaela Roberts. I'm Jonah Hughes. I'm Jenny House. I'm Taylor Hines. I'm Sarah Gould.
Hello, I'm Emily Haynes.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Patey. Hi, I'm Yasmin Patey. Hi, I'm Maxine Davis. Hi, my name is Kelsey Hicks. Hi, my name is Shara Perry.
Hi, my name is Richard Hayden.
Hi, my name is Brandon Perry.
Hi, my name is Aisha Palmer. Hi, my name is Kelsey James.
Hello, my name is Zachary Roman. My name is Brandon Allen.
My name is Marshall White.
Hi, my name's Kyle Ginn.
Hi, I'm Andrew Jennings. Hi, I'm Aaron Jennings.
Hi, my name is Carrie Bash. Hello, my name is Jessica King.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey O'Keefe. Hello, my name is Johnny Gould.
I'm Rebecca Gould. This is Kelsey Meaner and Katie Hyman. I'm Susan Satchel.
Hi, my name is Adam Henners. I'm Carrie Roman.
Hi, my name is Sam. Hi, my name is Hi, my name is Christine. My name is Brooke Walters. My name is Emily Hines. Hello, I'm Caleb Lakers.
Hi, I'm Brandon Lakers.
Hi,